Hello, everybody. Welcome to Step into the Portal. My name is the Brandt, and we are live here playing some Marvel Champions with the new Mutant Genesis expansion. And I am excited to be joined by two, but I am sad that the original goal is to be joined by three other content creators. But why don't you guys go ahead and introduce yourself? Go ahead, Nick. You can go first.
So I'm Nick Rice, also known as cnspartan 117. I'm a newer content creator. And hey,
Nice.
Kate, go to bed.
There you go. And I'm also joined by...
My name is Maurice Andrews Jr. I do a lot of Marvel Champions content, just talking about the game, some of my thoughts on some of the expansions that come out. I also talk about other board games, but Marvel Champions has been popping right now, so that's where the majority of my content has been revolving around, and it's been cool to be on another live stream, being able to play the game and being able to play the new Mutant Genesis stuff before it comes out. So, sometimes you get lucky.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. And we were also going to be joined by Descry. So definitely check out Descry Gaming. Go over there, subscribe. It does an awesome job. Lots of cool effects throughout and everything. And unfortunately, we just had some technical difficulties and decided we needed to start instead of figure out for everybody. So I will try to play a game with him later this week as well. So we'll do that. So we'll have a 3-player game. That's where I said I had an awesome Wanda Maximoff deck, so I'm really looking forward to that because she really can be quite the powerhouse as well. But I am going to play a little Shadow Cat Kitty Pryde here in Protection. What are you gents playing this evening?
I've got Quicksilver.
Nice.
Oh, and I got the illustrious Spectrum running her in Aggression.
Awesome. And hello to everybody. I haven't seen any hellos yet. I see that there are people here. Can you actually hear us? I am fine with people not saying hello. I'm not requiring that, but I just want to make sure that people can see and hear us.
I think
before I jump into all this.
I think they can hear us because I heard my daughter and wife laugh upstairs.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. Hello, Devin. Thank you so much. Feel free. I love being live. Hello, Brombe. Hi, Kenga. Look at this. Hi, Nolan. Hello, Black Dog. There they are. They're rolling out.
It also looks like it's a little behind.
Yeah, well, we usually have about a 30-second delay, so that's going to be normal.
Oh, okay.
Great. Yeah, that's probably good for you to know. It's not instantaneous. It has to travel through the ether webs to get to everybody. So there's a little bit of a delay on our part. So if you ask a question, you're waiting for the answer, a little bit. Awesome. So glad to have everybody here. If you didn't see earlier today, I posted a video with all of the cards that you can go through and you can see them. Descry was going to play Wanda Maximoff, Scarlet Witch. I don't know, because you're Justice, right?
It was both of us were going to be Justice.
It's going to be double Justice, so we'll have to see how that goes.
The twins,
Yeah. So unfortunately, that's we're sad about it for sure. But sometimes you just got to keep moving on, even though technical difficulties arise. So there's that, because 4-player games are absolutely fun. So if you haven't seen it, you can go earlier today. I posted a video of all the cards from Mutant Genesis and kind of talked through them and gave my thoughts. It's not a full review per se. And then this morning, I played Shadow Cat and Colossus versus the Knight of the Sentinels and the Master Mold scenario. So now we're going to play the 4th one. The first one is Sabretooth, who I feel like already got a lot of press. So I moved on past it, although I noticed Roy played today and didn't play Sabretooth, so maybe somebody needs to go back. I'll play some expert Sabretooth. Maybe that's what I'll do with Descry there. So we'll get a chance to play that and show that to some people. And then tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern, you can join myself and Larry. We'll be live at the Portal, which is our game store. And we're going to play through the entire campaign with the pre-cons that come in the box with some small adjustments. And spoiler for the campaign, it's not a big one, but you actually you adjust your decks in the campaign. It lets you put some cards in and whatnot. So it makes sense to kind of change the decks a little bit. That's part of the campaign. So we'll be doing that tomorrow. But hey, tonight is all about protecting that X mansion. What do you say? Click the wrong one. So we've got the Brotherhood is going to strike. They are attacking the X mansion, and we need to protect it at all costs. So what's kind of neat here is that there's 4 villains. We've got Pyro, Blob, Avalanche, and Toad. They're all 2-sided, so you've got an expert side and a standard side. We're just going to play standard for a first playthrough. And as much as you can see me shuffling, I am looking up in the air. Scout's honor. I wasn't a scout, though, so.
This guy.
And we are going to start with Avalanche, who is rough. So we got the worst one. What do you think about that, fellas?
It's going to be what it's going to be, man. I'm looking to take him down quick.
All right. So he's got 15 health per player. So we need to, on standard, we need to defeat 2 of these villains. So if we defeat 2 villains, which feels very normal, right? Defeat 2 stages, then we win. They are trying to destroy sections of the mansion. So here the Brotherhood Strike says that we're going to use this set as well as the Brotherhood set and the standard set, and then the Mystique set is the one that we can optionally shuffle in. So we have this. So it actually turns out these are the same ones that you shuffle into Sabretooth. I have our obligation cards here, as well as the standard set. So all of this is getting shuffled together. We're going to put the Save the School environment into play, which really just gives us some rules on edge cases and tells us if we defeat a villain, then we check to see if there are 2 villains in the victory display, and if there are, we win. Otherwise, we each get an encounter card, and we reveal the next villain.
Okay.
So that's how that's going to work. This one is telling us to shuffle the villains together, and then the top card of the deck is in play. So we've got Avalanche here, who is a 2/3 with toughness, and after Avalanche attacks you, you have to exhaust an ally you control.
Wow. All right.
How are we going to handle the Mystique cards we have to shuffle into the deck? So if it happens, I will tell you guys to go shuffle an encounter card into your deck, and I will track which one is in each of your decks, and when it comes up, we'll make it work. We got through Mysterio, so I feel like we can do Mystique.
I'll just use my the ones from the player deck.
Yeah, exactly. So we'll make it work, but it's a good point. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, that is that. So we flip this one over. It says when revealed, deal each player a face down encounter card. I always forget. So that means I have to take our obligations out. It's not a big deal. These are rules. I feel like if you break them, life goes on, but yeah, it's easy enough. All right. So Pietro and Monica and myself, and then we'll shuffle our obligations back in. And then we set this one aside. So how do we lose? We lose if there are 3 schemes in the victory display. And so we start with 1, which is a little maddening. We're already 1/3 of our way to loss. And then these also get shuffled. So these are all the same on one side, and then they represent sections of the mansion. So we're going to go to the cafeteria. And in the cafeteria, it is going to have 7 per player. It starts with 3 on it. And everybody has retaliate 1.
Ooh, okay.
So we're all retaliate. Allies, minions, enemies, heroes. Everybody's got retaliate. Characters, so I guess that would mean our alter egos as well.
I like it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm super excited to play with new faces. I mean, obviously, Brian and Steve and I are a team, and we love playing together, but it was kind of a good week to switch it up. Brian is away all week, so we'll go from there. All right. Did you draw up? Man. Are you ready?
I'm ready, man.
Say it again, Maurice. I missed what you said. All right.
I'm just honored to be here, man.
Oh, well, thank you for joining me. It's fun.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, my first 6 here. I've got a defense card. I've got Perseverance, which I might keep. I'm going to get rid of this and keep my Flow Like Water. I don't actually know that I need Nightcrawler right off the bat. It's just a little bit of threat removal. I may try to get this Flow Like Water out instead. So we'll see.
Depending on how well you can defend me, I could flip up and do probably about 10 or 11 damage to him.
Yeah, I have no defense cards currently, so it's a matter of what I draw, but I put 11 in here, so pretty good odds I'll draw one.
Cool. Plus the 3 that comes with me, so we'll see what happens.
There you go. All right, it is all you, Nick, with Pietro.
All right, so I'm going to go with Always Be Running to pay for several industries. I'm going to exhaust it to put it back in my deck.
All right. All right.
Works.
I think the real thing I want to do, though, is put my hyper perception in. And that's really all I'm going to be able to do. So I'll keep Power of Justice, and I'll use my 2 even the odds to pay for it. I'll swap over, and then I will thwart for 2, ready, and then thwart for another 2.
Threat is gone. Is that what you have? The hyper is the +1 threat one?
Yes.
Perfect. +1 thwart.
Yeah.
All right,
I'll
Maurice,
see if
it's
I can
all you with
justify it.
Monica Rambeau.
All right, man. I'm going to go ahead and flip up. And I'm going to change to Gamma, which is knock off that tough.
Yep.
I don't know. Does that help my?
And then,
Nah.
and
Either way
then
is fine.
I'll
That
pay-
one's dark, but the cards are a little clearer.
I'll pay 2 to put down energy duplication. And then I'll
Nice.
play a dive bomb by using power of aggression, energy duplication, and the combat training to do 7 to him.
There you go.
And then I'll swing at him for 3. That'll be it for me.
And you're taking 2 from Retaliate.
Cool.
All right. I'm going to use my Airwalk to play my Kitty's Room. I'm going to switch over to phased form so I can draw a card here. Ooh, which is Jocasta.
Ooh.
I'm going to have
Okay.
his Desperate Defense in there. Yeah. I may pass her by this one. So I'll use my Med Team and my Jocasta to play my Flow Like Water. I will flip up and play Perseverance to give myself a tough. But then there's nothing for me to do because I would just lose my tough.
Indeed. I'm all right with that.
So I'm just going to stay like this. All right, everybody ready up? Draw your cards.
And if you're not able to defend me, I got a Pulsar Shield ready to go.
Okay. Yeah, I have this quick shift. So I could have a shot at that. All right, we are adding 3 threat to the main scheme. Avalanche is attacking Quicksilver for 3.
I'm just going to take it.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, you can just defend, right? For 1?
Yeah. I mean, I could.
Because you ready?
Yeah.
But you ready.
Yep.
Say again?
You ready as soon as you defend.
Yeah. But then I can't ready again.
Right.
It's once per phase.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh, wait. So, yeah.
You can do it in the hero phase and the villain phase.
Oh, then
Right.
never mind. Yeah, that's what we're going to do.
Okay. All right, so he's attacking you for 4, so you got to take 3.
It's 6.
And then you have to exhaust an ally you control,
I don't have one.
which you don't have. All right, Spectrum, I can block, but if you have yours and you don't mind defending,
Yeah, I can do that.
it might
So
be
I'll go
the
ahead
easiest
and-
way.
Defend and play Pulsar Shield, which will switch me to Pulsar form. I'll heal 1 and defend for 3.
All right.
it
So
raised.
you get attacked with, if Blob is the villain, then get an additional boost card. It's not, so you get
Oh,
attacked
thank
for
the Lord.
4.
All right, I'll take 1.
I think you take 1.
Yep.
And then you have to exhaust an ally, but obviously don't have one. I'm going to play Quick Shift and use my flow. Oh, wait. So he attacked you. You take a, he takes the damage. He attacked you. He takes the damage, right? Because we have Retaliate.
All right.
Thank you. Yeah, I got him. All right. So I'm going to play Quick Shift. As soon as I play a defense event, I deal 1
Brandt,
damage.
do we all get Retaliate as well?
Yep, I just did it.
Okay.
And then Quick Shift says, if you're in phase mass form, draw 2 cards. I'm going to draw 2 additional cards here.
Ooh.
And then I get attacked for 3, 4, and it's not blob. So I get hit for 4. But while I'm defending, I take no damage in phase mass form. So I take 0,
Oh my goodness.
and I flip over to solid mass form. Yeah, she's very good in protection for sure.
I'm telling you.
All right.
She's going to be my favorite. I want Cyclops to be my favorite, but I think she will end up being.
Yeah, she's definitely grown on me more. Cyclops just is kind of one of those brute 4-handers that works. So you're like, oh, cool, this works, you know? He's hard to keep tough on, though. I find that. All right. Under Siege is the first one. So it's an acceleration, and we add 3. It's 0 threat, but we add 3 to it for every Brotherhood in play, but there's only 1. So it only has 3 threat.
Beautiful.
Then we get Protect the Student. So it's 2, Hinder 2. So it's going to have 8 on it. And it's a crisis. The player who defeats it can get an ally from their deck or discard pile and put it in their hand. Advance, so he's going to scheme for 2 plus 2 is 4, and this will go to 7. And he didn't take 1 from me retaliating. All right, and then this gets attached to a minion, and they gain a tough status card and plus 5 hit points.
Oh my
but
goodness.
It surges because we have no minions, so you get Blob instead. So Blob is a guard with 6 health. And if he damages a character, they are stunned.
Okay.
Then we get another Protect the Students. That's going to be a lot of threat to remove. And then Hopping Mad, Toad activates. If there is no Toad, then we go get him from the deck and put him into play.
So how do you guys feel about one way or another right now?
I mean, you can do it if you can remove threat from something.
Yeah, man, I'm all right with it, depending on how much you do.
23, 26 threat. Are you removing 2 this turn?
I will be removing 4.
Gotcha.
This would be the time to pull out even the odds.
Yep. Well, yep.
Oh, that was it?
That's it. Yes, sorry, it goes to Spectrum.
As if a lot just didn't happen.
Easy day.
You do have a guard in front of you.
Yeah, because I was either going to get rid of Blob or I can remove some threat.
Either is fine.
Let me see.
I mean, threat's going to build up, and we're going to lose this scheme.
How much is on that crisis?
There's 8 on each of them.
Oh, there's 2 crises. Oh, okay. All right, so what I'm going to do is play Speed of Light to change the photon to remove a threat from one of those nasties.
Okay.
Draw a card. Ooh. Oh, I wasn't anticipating that. I can actually do one of these. Oh, I wasn't anticipating that. All right, I'm assuming threat is much more important. So I'm gonna use energy duplication and energy to play Blue Marvel.
Okay.
I will not use his response. And then I'm going to remove 3 threat from one of the crises.
Okay.
And then another 2 with.
Yes, Rob, I know I'm very sad. I really am. It was like, let's make it work, but we couldn't.
Now remove another 2 with Blue Marvel.
We were 15 minutes late.
And that'll be it for me.
So if anybody wants to flip down, I can stun and confuse Avalanche.
I mean, I'm not opposed to it, but
Yeah, why don't you go for it? Because you have Blob in front of you.
yeah, I'll gladly. Much obliged, sir.
Yep. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove 2 threat. Do you have an ally that you want to get in play? I could get Jocasta.
I can actually get rid of 8 because I have double time as well. So
Okay.
now let me get rid of 4, and then I do 4 myself.
So I'm going to get rid of this protect the students, and that lets me put an ally in my hand.
Nice.
Although I could instead go get what's his name? Xavier.
Ooh.
Instead of doing the phased and confused. I'm not sure which is my best bet. Or I get Jocasta, and then I could get one of my defense events back, like Quick Shift. I'm trying to decide. I guess I'll get Xavier, and we'll have fun playing with new cards.
I feel like that should be like, in the military, we have standing orders.
Yeah.
If at any point you can make the decision to play new cards, you should just do it.
Perfect. So solid plus this phased and confused. We'll play my Shadow Cat. Surprise! I ready and deal 3 damage, which will kill Toad. I don't take a retaliate because I killed him. And then I can optionally flip to phased, which I will. And then I will play Xavier. And I will use these 3 cards to play him. When I play him, I can confuse the villain. And then I can thwart for 3 and get rid of this under siege.
Let's go. Beautiful.
And then I will just get rid of 2 threat off of this as well. So that's down to 6 for you. There you go.
All right. So I will exhaust. I'll, thwart for 4.
Thwart for 4. Yep.
And then I'll use Power of Justice, and I don't think we should use one way or the other right now. So I'll use that to pay for double time, which will let me remove 2 threat from a scheme, and then I'll remove threat. Well, how much has Blob got?
He has 6 health.
6, right?
Yeah, I guess I'll just remove the other threat.
Yep.
Okay. So we'll bring this down to 5. And then you get to get an ally from your deck or discard pile and put it in your hand.
How are we doing on threat again?
It's down to 5 out of 21. So very well.
You said put it in my hand, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Maybe I don't play him then. I'll put Jessica in, and I'll use Power of Justice and Tenacity to pay for her.
Okay.
All right, and that's my turn.
Perfect.
Sweet.
So Brombe saying that Shadow Cat feels like the sleeper hero of this wave. Yeah,
100%.
I saw people saying that she was not that good, and I was like, she's great when I play her.
I think
that sounds horrible. Let me take that back. I'm just saying I've always had fun playing her. She's worked well, since I've been using her or whatever. But I think maybe on paper you don't see all the readying.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think she's more. I don't think she's exciting.
Yeah, until you realize the combos you can pull off, and this ability doesn't sound interesting. The get past guard and crisis. Until you realize one way or another to put a crisis out and then go through it.
Right.
So suddenly you can draw 3 cards and not worry about the crisis.
Yeah.
So then you just get to draw 3 cards. That stuff's cool,
That's kind of ridiculous.
I guess the one question I kind of wanted to ask chat is, who do you think they're going to announce next week?
Gambit, 100%. Gambit Justice.
Gambit Justice.
I'm leaning towards Rogue.
Nice.
I think everyone knows that Rogue is kind of coming next. I think Gambit's kind of up in the air. That's me personally.
We will have to see, huh?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, we're adding 3 threat. He's going to scheme, but he can't because he's confused. So Blob will scheme for 1. This goes to 9. 9 out of 21. Then he's going to attack me. And unlike this morning, I'm drawing all of mine. So I'm going to quick shift. Draw 2. I played a defense. So he's going to take 1. And I'm going to give him the retaliate now so I don't forget later. So there's my other quick shift. He's going to attack me for 3 plus 0. I don't take any damage. And this flips. And then he's going to attack Quicksilver, and I'll block with Professor X.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, wait, no. I have to exhaust Professor X. Exhaust an ally you control. Yeah.
Hey, I'll defend with Blue Marvel then.
No, you're good. I've got a preemptive strike here.
Oh.
So I will play preemptive. Well, we'll let him dish out the damage. So it's going to be 5. I'll play my preemptive strike, deal the 2 back to him. I played a defense card, so he takes another 1. I take 3 damage, but I have a tough status card. I'll flip to this side, and in response to flipping, I will use desperate defense for a perseverance and get my tough back.
Oh, yeah, she's ridiculous.
And I think there was totally 1 retaliate in there as well, correct? Ta-da!
So wait, I didn't take any damage?
No. Nope.
No, bro.
So far my deck is firing off perfectly. But I had no idea because this morning I could not draw quick shifts when I needed them and all that. But there's that. All right, you get an assault, Maurice, and it's going to surge into a pyromaniac. If pyro's in play, he activates. Otherwise, we put him in play. So you can see these guys never leave.
Yeah, and they tend to come towards my way.
Yeah. All right. So there is that. We've got Avalanche down halfway. Oy vey. All right. So there's Mystique. So she has scheme and attack equal to the villain. And nobody can damage the villain until she's dead. And here's Shapeshifter Surprise. So you need to take a card and shuffle it into your deck, Quicksilver. An encounter card.
I'm going to use this one.
If it comes up, then Mystique activates against you. Otherwise, we put her into play in front of you.
Sheesh.
Whew. Yeah, this is this is not the problem with this scenario, but this is what makes it so hard. And then the retaliate is just rough.
She was a modular, like she was the recommended, not required?
Correct.
All right.
So this might be your boat there, Maurice, to switch to Gamma, get rid of her tough, and try to deal some damage. She has 9 health.
I can do that. If y'all can help out with the minions on my side.
Yeah, I don't have any help because I used all my cards. I don't know how badly we need a Night Nurse. So I guess I'll use my Night Nurse to play Death Focus.
Okay.
I'll hold my preemptive strike. All I can do is deal 2 damage and lose my tough. What do you have, Quicksilver? Do you have double times or maximum velocities or anything?
I have a double time. I have an always be running, but I also have the ability to put in a helicarrier.
Does double time an attack?
Double time does 2 damage or remove 2 thwart, or 2 thwart from a scheme, and you can do it twice.
Is it an attack or a thwart?
I don't think so.
No, it's just a superpower.
Okay, so you could like hit Pyro twice and he'd be dead without you taking retaliate, right?
Yeah, there's no attack on there.
Yeah, perfect.
Oh, that's nice.
So, yeah, I don't know how to get rid of Blob. I could attack Blob for 2. I would lose my tough, but I don't know that it's that big a deal.
I'd be okay.
And then
with
we
having
could
just
double
one of
time
them in front of
blob.
me. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I guess I'll thwart for 2 to try to keep this tough.
Okay.
And that is it for me. So it's on to Quicksilver.
All right, so I'm going to use the power in all of us and Quake to pay for Helicarrier. And then
Okay.
I will exhaust Helicarrier and I will spend my Always Be Running to play double time. And
Take
double
out
time,
Pyro.
Yeah, and double time will get rid of Pyro. And then I will remove 4th red again.
Perfect. So
Man.
this goes down to 3.
So,
Do you want to flip down?
So I'm at 6. So I promised myself if I was ever at 6, I probably would.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
fine.
go
You can
for it.
flip and you
I'll
have
be fine.
serval, so you can shuffle something back in.
So yeah, I will shuffle 2 Quicksilver cards back in. I think the double times have been crucial this game, so I'll put both
sure.
of those back in.
Yeah, Brombay's got an interesting idea here, which is do you just let this scheme pop and get rid of Retaliate because it's such a pain for these heroes, and then just really hammer down on the second one, you know? There is that option.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah. But we'll see what we can do.
I mean, but then what use am I? I've
What do you
already
mean?
gotten rid of the one way or the other.
Well, then you could do one way or another, and you could remove the schemes, you know?
Yeah.
It's just an idea. It's just a strategy, right? To say Retaliate is so brutal in this case that maybe we just don't deal with it. But there is also the option that we take a bunch of Retaliate and we always have somebody flip down every turn and heal, you know?
That's fair.
In fact, if you want to keep this at 5 threat, you could flip and you could gain 3 health instead.
Yeah, what does it pop at? 27?
21.
21?
That'd be fine.
All
So
right,
you
so when
could-
I come back, then I can...
Remove 2 threat, ready, flip, and then heal, right?
Yeah.
And don't forget, you can do your Serval Industries. Did you do that already?
Yeah, I already did that. I just
Great.
didn't turn the card.
All right, on to you, Maurice.
All righty. So I'll go ahead and use a power of regression and photon speed to play home technique.
There you go.
Then I'm going to flip up to Spectrum, go to Gamma to take that tough off of Mystique.
Thank you.
My goodness, struggling with my cards today. Get them off the table. There we go. Actually, you know what? Before I do that, I want to see. Actually, no, I'll stick to it. Just kidding. I'm going to use energy duplication, gamma blast, and a speed of light. Excuse me, to play a gamma blast. And because speed of light is a wild resource, I'll pay for
Nice.
it with a mental to do. Let's see. So that'd be 10 damage to Mystique.
Perfect. And it gains overkill,
Yep.
but we wouldn't do overkill damage, right? Because she says you can't. Oh, no, just you can't attack the villain. So he would take 1.
Yep.
We're good.
I was going to say, there's nothing out there so far that negates overkill, right?
Just like Ultron can't be damaged while there's a drone in play.
Yeah. And Kane got something, I think, too. No, Kane's doesn't.
Oh, Hone Technique
It's not a
doesn't work
lot.
on that card.
Oh, it's an attack event. That's right.
Yeah. It has to be specific.
So I'll do 7 to her, and then I can swing at her for 3.
Yeah, and you'll just take 1. Thank you.
Yep.
That's the hardest thing to remember, that it's not an attack event. It's an aggression event.
Yeah, it's an aggression attack event.
Brombe and Sindar got you. They got you.
I think that's
And
the
then I
benefit
have
of
Blue
having
Marvel.
people watch you play, though. I mean,
For sure. Yeah, I mean, there's a point where you want to be corrected. There's a point where it's like, well, okay, that was small. when you're live, it's a little easier because you can go back and fix it. When you've pre-recorded something, it's hard because it's like, well, I kept playing.
Yeah, my
All
issue
right.
was always
Yeah, go ahead.
realizing it 5 minutes later.
Yep. Yeah, for sure. All right. I am going to play. I'm going to get attacked for 3, 4, exhaust a character I control. I'm going to play Preemptive Strike with a Desperate Defense. And so then I'm going to deal 1 damage back, play a defense event. So I deal a damage and then retaliate. Because I played a defense event, I count as defending, so I take no damage, and I flip to this side. All right, so then he's going to scheme for 2 + 1. If it's avalanche, add an additional boost. So +3 is going to be 5, so that's going to go to 13. So you
love
have a
seeing that
job
card
again,
there.
luckily for you. And then I'm going to do this. I am going to do this. This is going to work. All right. And then he's going to attack Spectrum, and I'm going to block for you by playing Preemptive Strike. So it is a 2. I'm going to use my solid mass form.
Another card I like seeing now.
And what do you like seeing? Oh, Shadow of the Past.
Yeah.
So
That's
I
because
will
Steve not on here.
cancel the boost, send it back to Avalanche. I played a defense. I count as defending for you, and then I retaliate 1. Jeez.
Where is he at right now? Oh, goodness.
Then he deals 3 damage to me. I lose my tough, and then I'm going to choose to go to phased mass form. Blob hits you for 2. There's nothing I can do.
I'll just have Blue Marvel take it.
All right. And then he's stunned, but I think he's dead.
Yep.
All right. Yeah, Avalanche is down to 18 out of 45. All right. Pyro's coming back.
You guys are doing excellent.
All right. Homo Superior. So we have to give this to somebody who's going to get tough and +5 hit points. Do we want Blob at 11 or Pyro at 9?
I don't know, Pyro?
Pyro. I can kill Blob straight out next turn.
Cool. All right. So he's going to get a tough status card and +5 hit points. And loss of control. Looks like you won't be killing people. You just can't change forms.
Oh, yeah, I'll be all right.
All right. It is you, Pietro.
So many options. How important is Avengers Mansion right now?
I have done the ping damage. I've been consistently dealing him like 4 damage. How important is Avengers Mansion?
Yeah.
It's important only if you can play it on the cheap. Like you have a double resource and a helicarrier.
I have a genius and the power of all of us.
Yeah. Then I think it's great.
All right.
When you can play it for 2 cards. For your whole turn, it's tricky at this point.
I'll do that to expend. Ooh, Overwatch.
Oh, and then you drew the card yourself. I see how it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, I'm going to exhaust this.
It's the Nick Mansion.
Oh, son of a gun. All right, so I'll put the always be running back into my deck since I'm for this. We don't need Overwatch right now, right?
I mean, you can always drop an Overwatch if you don't need it because you can use it when you need it. It's not forced.
All right, so I'll use Overwatch on the main scheme. We can't use even the odds, so I will get rid of even the odds and tenacity to pay for accelerated reflex.
I'm going to use Hulk to remind me there's Overwatch there. He's watching over it.
Yeah, maybe I should have told you
I like
what cards I was going to take. All right, then I can flip over, and I can. Oh, this is exhausted. And I can. I mean, do you want me to ping that tough off?
I don't know. I can ready and remove 2 threat. I can deal 3 damage, but
I can either
after that, I don't know what we're gonna do.
I can either remove 4 threat, or I can do 1 and 1 damage, or 1 and 2 damage, or 1 damage and 2 threat.
I'll
tell you what.
Your health is at 9.
I'll take off the tough on.
Okay, and then remove 2 threat.
And I'll remove 2 threat.
Sounds good.
Cool.
And then I still have Jessica Jones that I haven't had her do anything.
Night, Robert. Bay, you were just saying that in general, you get to a point where you can't correct somebody on stream, right? You weren't saying there was currently something happening.
Yeah.
I think you were just saying, yeah. And I definitely think that's part of it, right? You watch a playthrough video and you realize that person can't go back. So you either have to stop watching it, or you have my friend Jason, if you know Shelf Stories, if anybody's ever seen that channel, he just did a video on it today or yesterday.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, so definitely check out Jason. But he did a thing talking about that, where like at some point you just got to stop correcting people, like unless it's a major thing, like, oh, actually you would. And I try to correct people in the positive, like, oh, did you realize you could have used hone technique when you played that aggression card? Now, when we're live, it's different. I think it's fine to correct people in real time.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I'm still learning the game, so there we go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But, you know, try to give somebody something positive, too. Like, hey, you made a mistake in turn 2, but great playthrough. You really played it well going forward, right? That kind of stuff.
Yeah, but like a couple of my videos, I'll notice something I did wrong, like 1 or 2 turns ago. And I try to create something that will be punishing enough to simulate what happened. Sure. So I can just keep going, and I didn't just waste my time.
For sure. All right, it is all you, Spectrum. You do have your loss of control, so you can't change forms.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm getting rid of it this turn. I'll play Gamma Blast by using Energy Duplication,
thanks, Robert.
Surprise Attack, and Adrenaline Rush to hit Blah for 7.
Perfect.
And we still
and that is overkill, him, right?
Yeah. Yep.
No, we can damage him.
Cool. And then I'll go ahead and use Earth's Mightiest Heroes to play down Blade. And then if you want, I can hit Pyro and flip down.
Nope, I think you should flip and get rid of your loss of control.
Cool, I will do that. Get it out of the game.
Because he's not going to die this turn, so we might as well not worry about it. All right, my turn is fast. I'm going to use Death Focus and Acute Control. Oh, it's so cute. To play Shadowcat Surprise. Ready, deal 3 damage. So I'll deal it to Pyro, take a Retaliate, and then I will remove 2 threat. The other thing that's cool about Overwatch, I don't know if you guys realize it, is Overwatch, like, Nick played it, but I could be the one removing threat to trigger it.
Yeah.
It doesn't say when you remove threat. I
like it.
Really powerful. All right, and that's going to flip over.
If you have other schemes in play.
Sure, yeah. Well, they may just come. All right, I got Colossus.
I had like 2 or 3 games back to back where I had 3 things of Overwatch, but no side schemes came up.
Yeah. That is rough.
Now I did take out Order and Chaos when I wanted to say Brandt when Descry
couldn't join us.
Yeah.
All right, we are adding 3 threat to go to 12, as it's known. Did bad math quickly. And Quicksilver is being attacked. I don't have defense shenanigans.
I do have a blade over here if you need it.
Nah, I got Jessica Jones.
Okay.
She'll take it.
So Jessica's being attacked for 3, 4,
Oh no, Jessica's gone.
and then you'd have to exhaust a different ally, but you're set. Schemes against Monica for 2 plus 2 is 4, so we're going to go to 16. And then attacks me. They're both going to attack me, huh? Huh.
If you need it, I got blade.
Yeah, I think I'm going to need the blade block against Avalanche.
Got you. Blocking with blade.
He's gone.
All right. Blade is dead. All right. And then Pyro's going to attack me for 0, but then flips 2 cards and take 1 direct for each printed resource icon discard this way. So I lose 2 and I take 2 damage, and then Pyro takes 1 from retaliate. All right. Quicksilver gets groundswell, so Avalanche is going to attack you again.
I'll defend for 2.
All right. So defend for 2. It's 3 plus 3 is 6, so you take 4.
Oh my goodness.
And then you're going to get infiltration. Maurice, you're going to need to shuffle a card into your deck. When this comes out, you have to discard an ally or support you control.
Cool.
Kind of like a caught off guard. And I get Brotherhood Beatdown. So because Avalanche is in play, I'm exhausted. And because Pyro's in play, I take 2 indirect damage. Whew, this is getting rough.
Yeah, that's
Do you need to
nasty.
flip over?
I probably do, yeah. All right, that goes to Monica.
Hey, before we get started, does anyone need to use the Nika carrier or the Nick Mansion?
The only
I
reason
wouldn't
I
say I
would do
need
it,
it, but you know.
it would
I
really
just
be a
thought I'd
matter
say
of
something.
I can put Colossus out, who has a tough. And then I can play, like, I just have a weird set. I could play this armored vest.
Have you been defending a lot?
Yes, he has.
I've been defending over and over, but I've been defending with tough, so the armored vest probably isn't key. So I actually think I'm all set now that you say that. I think I'm good.
I mean, if you need it, I say go ahead and use it. But I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to using that helicarrier, though.
All right, use it.
Oh, I'll take that then. I use that helicarrier and photon speed to play another energy duplication. I will heal thyself.
That's a
and
good
then
point.
flip
Putting the
up.
armored vest on Quicksilver.
Yeah. I'm going to flip up to
Armor
Gamma.
vest is 2, right?
Yeah.
Here, why don't you just take an extra card then, and I'll exhaust Mansion.
All right. Sounds good. Drew my helicarrier.
How much damage is on Pyro right now?
4 out of 9. I could deal 3. So if you had a way to
I
deal
have
2.
double time, so I could either deal 4 or 2.
All right, so I'm gonna flip up. I'm gonna use my Gamma to do a damage to
Avalanche or
and my
Pyro?
mind is gone. To Pyro.
You're good.
Struggling
Okay.
today. And
No
then
worries.
because I flipped up, I'm going to use pitchback to play surprise attack to get rid of him.
Nice.
And then
Perfect.
oh, actually, you know what? Because maybe I could play Valkyrie instead and do the 4 to Avalanche.
Yeah, that'd be fine too.
Yeah. So we'll do the 4 to Avalanche, but what's his name will still have 4.
Okay.
And then I will use both my energy duplications and throw off to play Valkyrie, and that'll do 3 to Pyro. Now leave him with 1.
And just kill him with Valkyrie?
Yep. And she don't take.
I always
retaliate.
forget that. You bring Valkyrie and you do the 3 damage, and you forget to attack with Valkyrie.
Yeah,
It sounds so funny, but like, awesome. You took retaliate right from your surprise attack.
Yep, down to 10.
Perfect. What did you exhaust to do? Heal?
Yeah, I heal.
Perfect. All right, that's over to me. So I don't know, Colossus with a tough or just having a helicarrier? What's better going forward? Maybe Colossus at this point? We'll play the new cards. I'll just go by that default.
Yeah, I go Colossus, yeah.
All right,
Just
I will use
standing order.
I will use Solid Mass and Def Focus to play a Shadow Cat. Surprise! I will deal 3 damage, bring him down to 9. So that is good. I take 1. I go to 3. I will flip down. I will heal for 3. And then I'm going to switch to Phase Mass form, draw a card. Ooh, it's my unflappable.
Ooh, yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to get rid of the armored vest. My plan was to put the armored vest on you, but I'm going to take my unflappable and hold my double resource, and then Colossus can block for somebody.
Look at the greed.
It's
So
spreading.
true.
Steve is on, and he just said he was going to ask if we were one short tonight. If only you know.
Yeah.
If only we had gotten in touch with you about an hour ago.
Yeah, we were supposed to have Descry, and unfortunately, we had technical difficulties going through Zoom, so we had to move on.
So my issue is that I generally don't play allies anymore. So I've got Scarlet Witch and I've got Double Time. The other 3 cards I don't think are important. So what do y'all think?
The threat is at 16, and I flipped down. So your options are either thwart like a madman or don't thwart at all.
Agreed.
I mean,
That's the simplest way to break it down
We don't have
without
anyone-
telling you play this card, play that card. Steve, so one thing is Kitty Pryde and Vision are different heroes. So they play different
Facts.
ways.
I'm noticing that now. It's crazy.
Yeah, she has an action. So I'm just being a jerk to Steve, obviously. She has an action, phase control. Flip your mass form upgrade once per round. So she can do it when she's in AE, and then that makes it so Kitty's room can either heal or draw a card. And I went greedy and drew the card.
Indeed.
I'll remove 4 threat.
You're going to go threat. All right.
Yeah.
So we'll get rid of 4 threat here with double time or with you thwarting.
But just me thwarting.
Okay.
I still have Double Time. I'm not going to use Scarlet. I might use her as like a chump blocker, even though that's probably not the way you want to use her.
Why are you not using her? Couldn't she remove threat?
I mean, she could. Yeah, let's do it then.
Hold on. I'm confused. You put her in play, but then you didn't want to use her?
Yeah, I'm looking out for my health. I don't want to be like board game lawyer the last game last week where
Wow. You gonna do my boy like
Wait,
that, bro? That's crazy.
If you use her to remove threat, you can still block with her on your turn, right?
Yeah. So can you pull off the top encounter card?
Sure. So it's a +2, so she thwarts for 3?
Yep.
Thanks.
Nice.
So that's down to 9.
Nice. All right.
And then you're holding your double time. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah, I can't spend it. I wasn't greedy this time.
All right.
This time he said.
Is that everybody?
Yeah.
Well, we've done well. We've got control back on the board. We've got threat down. This is one of the things. It's like the hidden thing of 3 and 4 player games is you look at this giant mess and go, what are we going to do? And then you work as a team and you clear it up and you go, oh, we cleaned that up. Like it doesn't happen as much in solo because you kind of predict what you can do, you know?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. This Hulk is representing Overwatch, and I just thought it would be funny if a free threat removal card was Hulk. So that's why I put him there. That is funny if you're just joining the stream. You're like, why is Hulk just floating there? Yeah, he makes a great Overwatch card. So if you're looking for proxies.
I was aware of that, Steve, by the way.
All right. I've got damage. I've got Lockheed to get rid of threat. I've got an Indomitable ready to rumble. I'll probably just set myself up to heal again. All right.
How
We're
much
adding
damage
3
does he have
threat.
left?
He's got 9 left.
Okay.
He's attacking Spectrum. I have Colossus, and Quicksilver has Scarlet Witch.
Oh wait, Scarlet Witch.
Yeah,
is
I also
step
got Valkyrie. So, I mean, if you want to keep Colossus on the board, I can use Valkyrie.
Well, he has a tough,
Oh, I'll gladly use that then.
so I'll use him, and then you don't have to exhaust Valkyrie. So 3 + 1 is 4. He'll lose his tough, retaliate 1 against Avalanche.
Beautiful.
All right, then schemes against me for 2 + 3. Man, we've drawn a lot of 3s this game. I think there's only like 4 in the deck or something. This is at 17 out of 21. And then Quicksilver's getting attacked.
That one time I needed it for Scarlet Witch. Yeah, Scarlet Witch will go ahead and take it.
All right. It's a 0.
She gets hit for 3 though, right?
She gets hit for 3 and she's out. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't seen a side scheme. They came out early. Although in this scenario, they do get shuffled back in, and here we go through the deck. Oh, while I'm going through the deck, I'll count the side schemes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 6 side schemes. So we got 3 of them, and 3 of them must have been boosts.
My goodness.
Yeah, twice this morning. I just didn't remember the scenarios and how many side schemes, and I played a one way or another for naught.
Yeah, I saw that.
My
That feels like my my life story.
I usually go and count and just figure it out, like honestly, because you could, but I know technically looking through the deck is cheating, so I decided to play it. All right, we got a gang up, so maybe now this is Valkyrie.
Yes, sir.
3 + 2, so she's out. Over here, there's a side scheme. So that one will let us get an ally from our deck or discard pile. Hopping Mad, so we're getting Toad back.
Boo.
He's the easy one. He only has 3 health.
And he gonna do Toad like that?
I mean, he's
All right,
normally like the laughing stock of the Brotherhood.
You are getting attacked again. What is your health at?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I am going to use strength to pay for maximum velocity and then defend, so I can defend for 4.
You cannot play action cards during the villain phase.
Well, then why would have to be? I get +1 to defend, or +2 to defend?
Because if you play it during your turn, it lasts through the next.
Never mind then.
Right.
I'll defend for 2 then.
All right. And it is not blob, so it's 4. So you take 2. And then retaliate 1. All right, passes over to me here. What are
What
my
at, 6?
jobs? What's up?
Is he at 6?
He's at 7.
Okay. Yeah, I'm definitely killing him if y'all don't get to me.
So I'm assuming the main scheme is just going to pop. We've got to get through 8 and then bring this down.
Are you looking to stay down?
No, I'm just thinking I'll probably kill Toad and not worry. So I'm going to flip to solid mass form. I'm going to use Kitty's Room to heal for 2.
Nice.
Then I'm going to play Lockheed. And since I'm in solid mass form, Lockheed deals 2 damage. And then I'll kill Toad.
Okay.
I guess I could let Toad die to retaliate. But we'll do that.
And show that man a little bit of respect.
I will flip up.
Cat,
and then I have this face strike. I wonder if I'm actually smarter to leave Toad out and flip Avalanche. When are you going to Gamma? Are you in Gamma?
I'm in Gamma. Yes, sir.
Got it. So let me play Ready to Rumble. This doesn't really get me anywhere. I will deal 2 to Toad. Nope, hold on. Yep, I'll deal 2 to Toad, defeat him. Then I will use Depth Focus. It doesn't really matter. I'll use this one. +2 to play Phase Strike, deal 6 damage.
Ooh.
Take 1 to retaliate. Flip forms. When I flip, I will ready.
Nice.
Lockheed will deal the 1 to defeat Avalanche. That's 1 victory for us. So it's 1 to 1.
Take those.
So then we defeated him. We don't win, so we all get an encounter card. And now we have Toad out there. Toad has 13 health per player. So let me actually slow down since it's the first time I'm playing it on camera. I want to make sure I get that for people. So when you defeat the villain, you put them in the victory display. You check to see if you've won, which is if we've defeated 2 villains. We haven't. So everybody gets an encounter card, and then you reveal the next one. I just made a stack of them. I assume you could shuffle them. It seems to just shuffle and make a stack. So we won't play with the bottom 2 ever. So it makes it every time you're playing the scenario, you're fighting different people. I will then oh, shoot. So when I do that last attack, I'm not going to flip over. I'm going to attack this time, get rid of the tough, and flip on this one, take a retaliate. There you go, 39 damage to victory. That goes to you, Quicksilver.
What's Toad do when you hit him?
See you, Steve.
Oh no, that's
Toad does. He has retaliate. If he attacks and damages a character you control, you have to discard a random card from your hand. Sorry, I did not say that. Good question.
So many options. So I think I'm going to use strength to pay for maximum velocity. So I get +2 to thwart. I get to ready. I forgot from the last time. So I can thwart for 4. Do we want to go ahead and have that? Oh, we can't do that because it's on the main scheme, right?
I don't think thwarting makes sense. I mean, unless you're getting rid of 12 threat. Are you going to get rid of 4 and 4? Or
so
2
I
and
can,
2?
But then I can ready again. So yeah, I could get rid of 12.
All right, then I think it's worth it. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of 12 threat.
Hold on. So you're doing maximum velocity and then thwarting twice?
I'm going to use maximum velocity. I'm going to thwart. I get to ready. I thwart again, and then I'll use helicarrier to play always be running.
Hold on, because there's wait. There's
Sorry.
responses. So I'm trying to make sure people know what's happening.
It's okay.
That's why I know what you're doing, but I want to make sure. So you thwart for 4, ready, thwart for 4. This protect the students goes away.
Yep.
So now you get to get an ally into your hand.
It's a good turn.
Do I have anybody?
From your deck or discard pile. Or discard pile. So unless you threw them on the floor under your desk.
That is, I have kids, so that is very possible.
You had Scarlet Witch. You had Jessica Jones.
I'm going to throw Quake out here.
And then you wanted to use the helicarrier and something else to play double time? Is that what you're doing?
No, then I'm going to use the helicarrier to play always be running.
Oh, yeah.
So that way,
for 4 more?
And that readies me, and then I can thwart for another 4.
Perfect. No, that was great.
And then
that was beautiful.
I can use Quake. I'm going to get rid of this one. My attack, my +1 to attack, because I've not attacked anything.
Well, I think this is the time, right? 39 damage and we win. So
All right, so then I will.
I say
negate
put that out, unless you want Quake to block for you or something. That could be reasonable too.
Well, I'm not thinking Quake. I'm thinking of using her as a resource, either to play double time, where I can deal. I can either remove 4 more threat, or I can deal 4 damage.
Yeah, that's fine too. That makes sense. So I would remove threat if you want to flip down. I would deal damage if you're going to stay up.
That's remove threat because I have 3 health.
All right, and then you're going to flip down.
Yeah, I'm flipped down.
And you've got your serval industry. Yeah, you got it. Sorry.
That's all right. I guess I could throw the Enforce Sinew back in and always be running.
I would just put always be runnings back in if your deck is low.
I guess I could throw Scarlet Witch back in.
I mean, at this point, we just want damage. So your max, you want a maximum velocity and an always be running is probably your best.
I'm gonna do the always be running and double time because double time's been killing it on this.
Yeah.
Oh hey, yeah, like Brombe said, I've got Mansion still for you.
Yeah, draw cards
Oh,
back
wow.
up.
If I draw it, it's my obligation. that orange card that's coming up.
So, in other words, you want me to draw it?
Sure, yeah.
Yeah, one of y'all, yeah.
I guess we don't have to exhaust it, right?
When I draw it,
it's actually not a terrible time to draw it.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get rid of an ally or a support. So are you willing to do that?
I actually don't have either. So would that be that'll work?
Yeah. So then you just put it in your hand and you can discard it at the end of the turn. So that actually works out great.
So when I draw that, I guess.
Yeah. Sorry, I'll show the card here.
Yeah.
Yep. So this one here is called Infiltration. When it's revealed, it's shuffled into your deck. Oh, it was supposed to gain Surge. I missed that. After this card enters your hand, discard an ally or support you control. And then it's just a card in your hand, and you can discard it at the end of your turn.
Cool. So if I play Lady Thor right now, will she get discarded, or has that effect already happened?
Nope. It's just when it enters your hand.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
So it's over.
Oh, good timing.
And now it'll go back in your deck, and it'll come back through. That's the negative.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and use 2 energy duplications and Genius to play Thor and do 3 damage to Toad.
I just want to clarify, it's Mighty Thor.
Oh yeah, there's a big difference between
Thor.
I'm just kidding. I don't know if people saw the most. I don't know if people saw the most recent movie. That's the reference.
I have still not gotten to it.
That's good.
I had a very bad experience when I saw the Rise of Skywalker. I could literally smell a dude sit next to me, and I told myself I would never go to another movie theater again.
Got it.
That's rough. So she did the 3, and then he still got to retaliate, don't he?
Yeah, it's fine. It's life.
Anyways, yeah. So I'm gonna swing at him with Mighty Thor for 2, and then I'm going to swing at him for 3.
Yep, and you both take a retaliate.
Yep. And with me swinging, I'll use Helicarrier to play pitchback to hit him for another 4. I'll take another retaliate.
Nice. 27. So if we all do 9 next turn, done.
Don't put that pressure on me, Ricky Bobby.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I guess instead of using Helicarrier, I'll use Speed of Light.
Okay.
Now do an extra damage to him. Now I keep my Helicarrier. And that'll be it for me.
Perfect. All right, we'll ready everything up and draw, and then you can discard that card, and it'll just get shuffled back into your deck.
Cool.
That actually worked out great.
Focus.
We went through the deck, and I forgot to put the acceleration, right?
Yeah. What was that?
All right.
2 rounds ago.
Yeah, my bad.
I just put like 3, I guess, on there. Call it a day.
No, it was just the last round we went through. There's only a couple cards
Okay.
here. All right. So he is attacking me. I have a preemptive strike. So that's probably where I'm going to go. All right. So he's attacking me.
Brombay's saying that the card should be discarded into the encounter deck and not into his deck. That I don't know anything about.
Yeah, so it doesn't clarify that. It says you may discard this card from your hand at the end of the player phase like any other card. So I imagine, Bromby, what you're saying is because it's discarded, it checks for what pile it should be in, and encounter cards, when they're discarded, are always discarded to the encounter deck. Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Give him 30 seconds. That would make sense to me if the definition of discarding says put it in the pile. Like if I discarded one of your cards, it would go to your deck.
Well, like when you played Mysterio,
We'll do it.
was there any cards that continue to stay in your deck, or would they get discarded back into the encounter deck?
Oh, that's a good
Well,
question.
they say like to put them back in the encounter deck or shuffle them back into your deck. I don't remember them off the top of my head. So, but okay. So anytime you discard an encounter card, it goes to that pile. Okay, cool. That makes that a lot less oppressive because I was keeping these in my deck and they just kept clogging everything up, especially an expert. All right. He's going to attack me. I have to discard a random card. I don't take any damage. So this is what I need to do. All right. He's going to attack me for 2 + 1. I'm going to preemptive strike with Nightcrawler to send that one back to him. I defended and I have retaliate, so he goes to 24. I take no damage. I flip to solid mass. I trigger unflappable draw card.
Good Lord. Relax. Relax, bro. What you doing?
Woo, it's like I know it all in my head and I can't say it fast enough.
He's trying to show us up, all right?
Yeah,
scheming. It's fun. Player in protection. It's pretty sweet.
It's surprising that they didn't put her in protection.
Well, Colossus.
And why couldn't he be in aggression?
Well, you wait and play the box and you decide. All right. Schemes for 5. I mean, I think they can just play either is what it comes down to. You know what I mean? They're just one of those heroes. I don't know that they do much in the other ones. So although the changing forms lets her play lay down the law very well.
Again, kind of like we were talking about before, I'd be interested to play her once I get Jean Grey's deck. I always look at how can I play the game in Justice, because the few times I've played the game outside of Justice with my wife, we've always lost because of threat.
Got it.
That's just the way I think now. How do I play this game in Justice? So I think she would be a lot of fun because I like playing Vision in Justice. I stay an intangible basically, and I could just sit there almost the whole game and just, I'm taking 1 damage, I'm taking 2 damage, whatever. So we'll get back to the game, but
no, and what you're saying makes sense to me. I feel like there's kind of a generic Justice kit, right? It's like Sense of Justice and 4 Justice and some allies that work for 2, and you just go to town, right? And it doesn't really matter who the hero is. That deck just removes a lot of threat. Right. So I think I'm just always looking for like, how can I make Justice fit with my character? So like Rocket is just so awesome in Justice because he can thwart for 4 and he can ready and then 5, like, so he can play off of that really well. What's interesting with her is that she plays attack events, so you can do Stealth Strike, which is like it's not so hiddenly one of my like MVP cards. I think people look at the 3 costs and go, oh, this stinks, but it literally is Into the Fray, where it tells you how you have to divide the numbers.
Yeah.
Because Into the Fray says, oh, you can divide the 6 however you want, you know?
Yeah.
But anyway. All right, so he's going to thwart to go to 18, so that's getting close. He is attacking Spectrum. I have a Lockheed blocker.
Yeah, I got Thor, and I'm actually going to use an energy duplication to play Pulse Shield.
Okay.
To defend for 3 and heal myself 1.
Got it. And he hits you for 3, so you take no damage.
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Beautiful.
And you retaliate for 1.
Yep.
23. So there you go, Nick.
Well,
now
I
you
can
only
hear.
have to do 5 damage.
Mm,
All right. Advance is going to be a little tricky. Oh, he advances for 2 with the other advance, and it goes to 20. Must be our lucky day. Shadow of the past for me.
Spoke too soon.
I think I played Get Behind Me, right? No. All right. So we're getting the Hellfire Club, the White Queen. So I now am confused as long as she's in play. And she is villainous.
That's terrible.
And the Hellfire Club comes in with 6 on it. When it's defeated, we have to get one of the minions out of the deck here, the Hellfire Pawns.
Oh, I don't like that.
Brombe, I read your example, Brombe, and that was perfect, talking about those like eternity cards or whatever and how they get discarded. So makes perfect sense to me. Thank you for clarifying. All right. So this Under Siege comes into play, and it just has 3 on it. There's your side schemes. Brotherhood Beatdown. So you have to discard a random card from your hand, Maurice.
Okay. Be my other pole shield.
Oh yeah, no, Into the Fray is definitely better for sure. But people forget damage in this is gonna be an instance. Damage in Justice is good. So like just a card that deals 4 damage for 3 is okay. All right. Oh no, that's Pyro, not Toad. Never mind. So the card here, I actually forgot to mention this, and I feel bad. It says if you're engaged with a minion that already is the villain, you discard it, and the villain attacks you or activates against you. So it does have rules for that built into the scenario.
did we miss
Oh,
it?
All right.
I like that.
I've got 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage.
1, 2,
I definitely don't have that, but
6, 9. I got 9.
That's 21. You got 2?
is there a minion that I can hit with Relentless Assault to get that?
Pyro will do 1.
And then I can swing for 1, and I got another 2 on Thor.
There it is. All right, go ahead. Go for the kill.
So it's me first, right?
All in on damage. You got it.
All right. So I will flip over. I will attack for 2.
Yep,
I
I got
ready.
you in 1 second.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. No, that's not it. I have to play maximum velocity first.
Yep.
All right. So I attack for 3. Then I ready. Then I attack for another 3. Then I will play Always Be Running. Ready and attack for another 3.
And you take 3 damage from retaliation.
I am dead.
Gotcha. All right.
Worthy sacrifice.
Sacrifice yourself for the team. Can I get your mansion draw before? Give it to Maurice before you die.
I exhaust the helicarrier in the mansion before I die.
Perfect. All right, Maurice, you got 1 cheaper, and you get to draw a card.
Ooh.
Is that your last card?
Yep. That's amazing that it took me that. Took me this long.
25 people out here watching. If you have questions or other things,
wow.
we're about to finish up this game. And I'll happily answer any questions. We'll all happily answer any questions. I'll definitely give these guys a chance to talk about, what they thought about this scenario and everything. But prep those questions. Feel free to fill up the chat there. It's the Brombe show right now in chat. So.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Anybody else other than Brombe say something first, and then Brombe can add more.
No, doing a great job. I got a chance to meet Brombe at Gen Con.
It's just, I think, with the exception of when Steve said he was leaving, everything's been Brombe.
That's all right.
I'm going to go ahead and use my energy duplication and Ready to Rumble to play Relentless Assault on
Nothing wrong with that,
a
Brombe.
minion.
Perfect. Overkill 1 goes to 13.
Yep, and then I'll use Mighty Thor to swing for 2 at him.
Yep, I think she might be dead.
Yep, and then I'll use Spectrum to swing for 1.
Okay. 10, you take a retaliate.
Cool.
All right, I will use Solid Mass Form, Deft Focus, and Night Nurse to play a phased strike for 6.
I like
Bring
it.
him down to 4. Flip this over. I always flip my hero. Take a retaliate. Colossus will swing for 3 and die from retaliate. And I will play Airwalk to remove 4 threat and clear this under siege. And then Lockheed will swing for 1 for the kill.
I like it. Beautiful. Beautiful.
Nicely done. Woo.
I like that one. That was a cool
you're-
little scenario, man.
You're welcome to stay silent. Yeah, I can't decide between this and the second one. People keep asking me what's your favorite, and those are always hard questions to answer. Like, what's your favorite? Not necessarily what did you like. That's definitely the job of a reviewer. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't have issue
Yeah,
with
because
that.
it's like a less stressful version of Loki.
Less stress because all the different versions is what you're thinking of.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
just the amount of help.
Yeah, Magneto reminds me a lot of Loki.
Oh, really?
That's the vibe I get there. I should be careful because if you think of Loki as swapping forms, there's none of that. But just that fight just reminds me so much of Loki with like trying to deal with things. I don't know. Maybe not as much when I think about the key parts of Loki. There's no gauntlet, but the counters and everything. All right. Thank you, everybody. That's fine. You're welcome to stay silent. It's not a big deal.
No, I appreciate
right.
you guys. Hey, Bombay, if you want to add more, go ahead. Now I can differentiate the new stuff from the old stuff.
There you go. So first and foremost, what did you guys think of the scenario? Maurice, you started to talk and I may have cut you off.
No, you good, man. I like it. It's fun. There's not. I like the mixture of the different side schemes and the villain. I mean, it's not the villain, the minions that come out, because it really forces you into some interesting decisions without it feeling Ronin-ish. And so I feel like with this one, with the swapping of the different villains, you defeat one and then remove that villain and then put in another one. It adds a little variability to that particular scenario. And did we even get to the second stage? Because it would have been interesting to see what the second stage looked like, but we were just that good, right?
So
but I think that
Toad schemed and drew 0. So we went to 20 instead of 21.
Sucks to suck. But
I can run you through those really fast. Oh, go ahead, finish your sentence. Sorry.
Yeah, but I was gonna say it's cool to have that variability with the different villains and the different main schemes without it being too complicated. And I think they did a good job with keeping it relatively simple with being able to swap between those without adding too much to the scenario. And I think that the difficulty is just right.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. So the atrium is every character is steady. The courtyard is every character has +1 attack. And the basketball court is allies and minions have toughness, so they come into play with tough status cards.
Ooh.
That would have been a nice one to have.
So what's interesting, though, is because basically whatever your first one is, so I did think about that. Getting rid of Retaliate could have been a strategy for us. Just let one pop and see what the next one is, because Retaliate was rough for our characters in particular, me having tough, and then you being able to attack twice if necessary. But I don't know, because then you're one away from losing, right? So you can't really plan and be like, oh, let me load my deck with allies so that I can get all the toughs. But you don't even know, you may never see that card.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
So that's kind of interesting. I am intrigued that there's no, like, they could have put in some kind of Arkham Horror mechanism where you travel between the locations, right?
Yeah.
So like,
I like that.
What's great
something
about
that lets you
one-
move between them and switch the threat over, or I think sorry, Nick, I will get you, I promise.
Sorry.
Even if this protect the students, instead of giving you an ally, let you swap the location for any other location in the deck. That would have been pretty neat to kind of play off the scenario. I mean, getting an ally in your hand is awesome, but it doesn't really have to do with the scenario. So if that card said, oh, instead, you can go through here, transfer the threat over. You don't get to reset the threat, but you can pick a new location to fight in. That could be interesting. All right, go ahead.
Oh, I mean, it's just one of those things. Maybe I think they've understood their audience, right? I mean, this is a scenario that you could play every single day this week, and it would be completely different between the different locations that show up and the different villains.
Yeah, there's always the argument in games about variability versus replayability. So variability is definitely there. How different it feels, you know.
I mean, plus,
but you could argue that with Marvel Champions as a whole. Like,
yeah, I'm with you. I get. I mean, but
some don't feel super different. So I wouldn't say that's false. That's not my point.
Right.
I'm just saying, you know, at what point does it start to just feel like, oh, okay, I'm fighting Toad and this one. But yeah, no, you're definitely right. I mean, Toad is a pain stealing all those cards from you. That's a nightmare.
Right.
Well, yeah, but you've got the different villains, but you also have the different locations as well. Like,
right,
the
totally different feel for sure
between both of them. Completely changes the game, and you can.
That's a good call. That's a lot more replayability. The combination of the two.
Yeah, that's what I'm sorry. That's what I was trying to say, and I guess that's one of the good things about me being here instead of in chat, because sometimes I don't voice.
No, it's no. And I, if I come across as like trying to shoot down your ideas, it's definitely not my intent. It's more just keeping the conversation. Like, oh, well, what about? That's like a little devil's advocate, right?
Well, half the time you're doing these streams, I'm working too, so it's like I'm half there anyway.
There you go.
I will say I'm very disappointed in this game. This is gonna be the least amount of time I've spent with Maurice. Normally, when we get together, it's like a 4-hour affair.
No doubt.
That is true.
Maybe we need to have Brent involved more, so that way it doesn't go 5-6 hours and my wife comes yelling at me.
I do tend to play pretty quick, and I read the cards off quick, and I move through, and like my head is kind of moving through everything. Sometimes I miss the chat or the opportunity to see what other people are doing, so there's a little bit of loss on that. But I try to keep things moving. I mean, that to me, that's one of the big joys of the game. I mean, you probably hear us if you're watching the channel, but like, we're always trying to say how we're playing 3-player expert games in 90 minutes, you know?
Right.
Like, and I'm not saying people should or should not be doing that. I'm just saying it can be done, right? That's the idea.
Well, I think people have a shorter attention span. Like, if someone said, hey, watch my 3-hour video where I beat Loki on Expert 2, do you want to watch that for 3 hours? I mean, no, just give me the highlights.
I mean, I put it on double speed personally.
Oh,
I watch everybody on double speed because I know the game pretty well. So it's like, oh, they're going to play this. Oh, look at their hand. I actually enjoy that, seeing somebody draw their hand and then like, oh, I would do this. And then seeing what they do. I could kind of predict in my head what I think would be a good move. Neat there. All right. Well, it's a little weird, but what did you think about Shadow Cat?
Broken. No, she's pretty strong.
I've been saying this, right? I'm really excited about Cyclops. I really like him. I think that I'm going to gravitate more towards Shadow Cat, and it's just because
Colossus. I think is what you might be saying.
No, I'm Cyclops.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, I'm really excited about Cyclops, the guy with the laser beams.
Okay. Never heard of him. Is he part of the X team?
No,
wow,
I don't think so.
Disrespect.
No, I think he's like a random guy. He comes in and out. Maybe he killed Xavier at one point. Maybe not. I don't know.
Gotcha.
So
Sorry, I was thinking of the two in the box, Colossus.
No, right.
But I see what you're thinking because they're all going to come out at the same time.
The same day, yeah. Right. So I'm really excited. I'm more excited about Cyclops than Wolverine. But I think out of all of the characters they've announced, I think Shadowcat's probably going to be the one that I gravitate, at least with my wife. right? Because again, I tend to have to thwart. But I mean, look at you were playing protection, but I mean, geez, I mean, we probably would have died 10 times over if it wasn't for all the stuff that you did. And granted, maybe it's because you're used to playing 3-player games. It's normally just me and my wife. And so I don't have people that call me out on things, which I'm more than happy to have someone tell me I'm doing something wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to get into that debate too much, but no, I think she is awesome. And I'm actually glad you picked her over Colossus because I'm more interested in what she's going to end up having to do.
Yeah, no, she's neat. Maurice, what'd you think?
I think Shadowcat is a little fun. Well, let me rephrase that. She was fun to watch. And I kind of mentioned this in my video when I was going through Mutant Genesis, because I'm excited to see what the community comes up with. Because for her, like, I rarely play form-changing heroes, so I'm not a huge fan of Vision. I used to not be a huge fan of Spectrum, and she is now, I'm in a Spectrum craze right now. So it's a little weird playing those form-changing heroes. So I wasn't excited when I first seen her, and they didn't show a lot of her cards in the preview. So to see it live and to see how she plays, I'm excited to see how the community create these ridiculous decks and to see them be able to pull off. Because similar to Nick, I'm so excited for Cyclops. I'm not even that huge of a leadership player, and I'm excited to be able to play with all these different X-Men, regardless of what aspect that I'm coming into. And then Colossus is a very close second right now. So coming out of the box, I'm definitely excited to play Colossus. But like, I'd be willing to play Shadowcat more because it looks like her form changing is a little bit more manageable, in my opinion, to at least with what you just did. I'm excited to be able to pull that off more than I would wanting to play Vision ever again.
Well, I mean, if I can put it my 2 cents again, I just think that they saw what happened with Vision and then they improved upon Vision. Right? I mean, Vision, that intangible form is nice, but not being able to get hit at all is even better. But then you're forced to fill up to your next thing, right? So you can't be invincible. You have to like kind of plan it out a little bit more. So now I think that's even better, right? Because now you have to think more what you're doing before you do it.
Well, before you start busting on Vision, you should definitely go over to Descry's channel and check out the game that I played with him and use Vision. And Vision was like super MVP in that game. And again, I feel bad when I say, what did you guys think of Shadowcat? I'm playing Shadowcat, and then I'm talking about Vision, and I played Vision. This is not like an egocentric thing. I always think of the characters like, I mean, yes, I'm playing them and piloting them, so I'm sure there's decisions that I could make that would be different from others, but I'm just saying, look at what the character can do. I'm not saying the person playing
I'm with you, but like, if you look at, well, I guess you can't look at, but there are a handful of characters that I enjoy playing, right? Like Spider and Vision are up there, right? When I just like, oh, who am I going to play? These are normally like my go-tos. And so it's cool to see someone, for them to kind of evolve to a new Vision, right? I mean, they've never had anything like Vision before.
There's definitely similarities there for sure. And
so I think that excites me, but it's not something that's like, hey, Nick, this is exactly what you're looking for when you read through their description of everything. So
I would highly encourage anybody, I'm going to say you two, but I'm pointing at everyone, to play the Vision, the Intangible Minion Collector. Have you ever seen that deck?
I think I saw you. I think I've seen someone reference.
So go back on the channel. I think I also put it on Marvel CDB. Search Vision, the Intangible Minion Collector. Essentially, it's aggression. It's 3 Bring-Its, 3 Looking for Troubles, and Hercules, Spider-Woman, I think is one of them. And the whole deck is just get minions in front of you and then play Bring It to draw a billion cards. And if you want to play it and really have fun, whatever you're playing, shuffle the Band of Badoonin. So it's
like
just a way
it.
to have fun. Like I
Right.
realize if you shuffle Band of Badoon, you're doing what the deck is trying to do, but whatever,
Right.
it's fun.
Yeah.
Like that's the idea. Reboots are in there as well to heal him. And that's the idea. But that deck is it's the most fun that I've had because it's just, oh my gosh, I feel like I'm cheating the game. Like, so it's not something that I would play like, oh, I can beat everything on the hardest mode. It's not the point of the deck. It's just a fun deck. It's a chill Sunday morning deck. It's a fun, I just got home from work and I got a chance to play this game for 45 minutes kind of deck. But that deck is so awesome with Vision. It's super
I'll
fun.
check that out then.
Hey,
So I would encourage everybody to try it out.
Braun Bay, I did want to let you know that they actually are planning on renaming the channel to the Brandt Show.
I got plenty of people on the channel. I mean, I'm always in the videos, but like, there's a lot of people that have been on the channel, so I'm not worried about that.
I just
play with obviously Marvel Champions community. My wife playing with Larry tomorrow. Brian's been on here. Other people. So
yeah, I'm actually disappointed you're starting at 10 because I have a meeting that starts at 10 and they've been going for like an hour now. So I might have to jump on a little later.
Yeah, we'll be playing for 5 hours, so you'll be good.
Oh wow.
I mean, he's got to go through 5 campaigns, right? Or 5.
Yeah, well,
scenarios.
1 campaign, 5 scenarios.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited to
That'll
see
be
more
what?
of your Hero Academia.
oh, that game is great. Yeah, I actually have that
Yeah.
tomorrow night, so I'll be I'll be at the portal all day tomorrow.
All day tomorrow.
Oh yeah. Because I'm going to be setting up at 8:15, 8:30 in the morning. We'll stream till the afternoon. I'll have a little food break, and then our My Hero Academia night is on Tuesday nights. That's not anything we stream currently, but we got.
I've actually not been
5,
to
6,
the
8
portal
people
since the beginning of August because the guy that I play, what was it, Warhammer?
Okay.
He was deployed all last month, and
Got
September is just a super busy month for me. I didn't even know that.
I feel like I ran into the same boat because I was like, "Yeah, Nick, we'll play again, no problem." And I literally, it's been 6-7 weeks, and we haven't played it all.
It was the week before Gen Con.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Look
Yeah.
at
There
y'all.
you go. So.
Look at y'all.
So anyway, another card I would highly suggest with both Colossus and Shadowcat, especially if you're playing in solo, is Defiance. So it's weird because they're tough and they're taking no damage, but this is a free card that makes them count as defending without exhausting. So that's really the idea. Plus, this cancels any boosts. So yeah, boost effects. So most likely you're just discarding a card with 1 or 2 boosts, but you never know when you could be discarding a card that says attaches to a minion, they get 5 health and a tough.
Right.
So Defiance is still really good because you're kind of rolling the dice on, like, I can get rid of some effect that could really stink.
Right.
But that's something that I feel like they added a lot more in these expansions, or in this expansion. It feels like there's a lot more attachments involved, and maybe you.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Ultron had a lot of boosts in the original box. He had a lot of boost effects, so it was there from the start. Mostly put drones into play, so there's that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There are also no defense events outside of protection or hero kits, which makes sense because protection is defense, so I don't blame them. But there are attack cards in Justice, and there are actually, is there a thwart card? Yeah. There's thwart cards in Aggression, so that feels like there is one defense card in Aggression where you exhaust and you defend equal to your attack.
Yeah.
So there is that one. But anyway, so there's that. Okay. Other things. We went through that scenario. We went through this. So yeah, you have to see Colossus, but yeah, playing them solo is interesting. And their team up card. The team up card feels a lot better in solo when you can play the ally. It's also weird that Shadowcat is in Colossus deck, but we're getting 4 heroes at once, so you can kind of just not put those 2 together.
Well, and that was something
would be
we kind of
fine.
talked about in the Discord server, especially with Brombe and myself, right? Where we would take, I've never heard of that before, and I love the idea where you would take the signature ally out because he's playing my signature ally and I'm playing his.
Yeah.
And then you add their team up card. I love that idea, but I understand it doesn't always work. But the one thing I'm more interested in, right? We'll see you play tomorrow, but I'm more interested in seeing what's a 4-player game going to look like. Because I would be interested to see, is it going to be easier, right, for you to go through?
It's not 4-player tomorrow. It's 2.
No. That's what I'm saying. You're doing 2 with Shadowcat and Colossus, but I'm more interested in what is a 4-player game going to look like. Because, I mean, I think D20 said something about this. They look like they are going to just jive together. You want to play with as many X-Men as possible, whereas before it's like, no, you could, can you imagine going through a game with Cyclops by himself? Like,
yes, I can. Yes.
Okay. But I bet you he's going to do better when he's playing with 2 or more players.
That's because he's gonna have all the X-Men in the pool. He don't need them.
Okay. Well, I feel like the X-Men are kind of more. They're trying to push this play with multiple people, right? And the single-handed. I'm not saying you can't. I think you'll be able to get away with that just as much as you are now. But I think it will be more fun to play with more people now with the X-Men. Is what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
What do you think, Maurice?
I think because I looked at Shadowcat and the way that she played, and I think she can definitely run any aspect pretty handily, just from the kit that I've seen today. Colossus is going to be like all the other 14 plus hit point heroes. He kind of fit that mold of the lower hand size. So I think he's going to have those moments where he's a little harder to build to be able to deal with things, but he has some pretty good cards to be able to figure it out. I think that it will be encouraged to play more multiplayer with the X-Men, but so far, I think the hardest one to deck build for solo, my opinion, is either going to be Jean Grey or Storm, but I think that you can still pull it off with them. I don't think that we'll see less solo play, and I'm not convinced that it'll be harder yet to be able to pull it off with all of these X-Men. But I think it is encouraged to play with all of them.
That's kind of what I'm saying. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No, you're good.
Yeah, I mean, I know, Nick, I know you tend to play 2-player games and solo games. But Maurice, do you play solo mainly?
No, I play two-handed.
You play two-handed solo. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, and that's what I tend to like. I like working together and covering for each other's weaknesses. I find that interesting. I like putting cards in my deck that go in your deck. I mean, Braun Bay said it, put the armored vest. And I was like, I totally should have. I didn't really end up using Unflappable except once.
Greedy.
So probably was a better play.
Actually, I don't know if I defended after that, though.
So, it's interesting. But I don't have a problem with a solo game. But as much as it says 1 player on the box, I don't think they're building it around like, hey, here's our trademark solo card game. Right. And that's always a weird argument because people are like, but it says 1 on the box and I play it solo and I do great and I have so much fun. It's like, absolutely, you should have fun. You should play it solo. But yeah, I love that multiplayer experience. And the X-Men, I think you guys absolutely hit the nail on the head. Like the X-Men want to play with other X-Men. So, Avengers were like playing with other Avenger allies, but they kind of built their own deck. And then they put the Alliance cards in to be like, Avengers with Guardians and Guardians with Avengers. And they were doing this like team up across the teams. Web Warriors just really want to play almost solo.
Yeah.
Because they share so many cards that are so good. Like SPDR ally is so good that I don't want SPDR at the table.
Yes. Exactly.
That kind of thing. So I think they're kind of on that front. But this X-Men is really like, get your team of X-Men. And I know from talking to Caleb on multiple occasions that getting all 4 X-Men out on the day of release was super important to him. He felt like, I want you to have a full team. I want you to assemble your team Friday night, Saturday morning, October 1st, and go, right? Like,
Let's
I
do
think
it.
that was a big idea for him. So I think he was very excited about that concept. And then, you know, you can see that all the X-Men, it's like they all want to stay on the table. They want to play off each other. And Brombe absolutely hit it here when he said all those upgrades, they all have the upgrades in their kit to play on each other. And that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A play on each other's allies, and suddenly got have all these allies on the table with +2, +3 hit points and plus stats. It's crazy good.
Forward to Cyclops. Oh, I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, no, that's any fun. Now, are you guys fans of Adam Warlock?
No.
Adam Warlock is one of the we'll go 15 plus characters that I have yet to play.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Well, so here's the thing, right? I bought the game, I think it was around the time Red Skull came out. And
Okay.
then I bought the core box, Red Skull, Doctor Strange, right? Because my favorite character, I bet you can't figure it out, is Hawkeye. And then my wife's favorite character is Doctor Strange.
Perfect.
Right? This is outside of Champions. And we played it, I think it was like New Year's Eve. And then I didn't touch it again until after someone gave me a gift card to like GameStop. Right? It was this last Christmas. And since from Christmas till like whenever you and I played, right? Because we played you like a week before Spider and Spider Pig came out. It was like we played that Tuesday, and then that Friday they came out. That's when I had collected everything.
Got it.
So yeah, I collected everything like 6 months essentially, and you have so much content with all of those things that you just
For sure.
yeah, I just want to play this person. I want to play this person, and so yeah, there's a lot of characters, and I'm thinking about doing that on my channel where it kind of forces me just to start going through a bunch of different heroes. I know it's already been done, but I don't know. Anything that forces me to play champions is a good thing. Is my perspective in life.
I concur.
Nice. Maurice, you're not a fan of Adam Warlock. Is it the deck building? Is it the play style? Is it both?
Mr. Deck building. Well, I guess it would be both because I have a hard time trying to figure out what they want me to do with them because they strict the deck building so much to where I'm not quite sure where the combos are supposed to come into play with relation to what his kit is trying to do. And to be honest with you, I haven't put a lot of time into him, but
Sure.
I've tried to play him and he just feels clunky. Like I want to play all these karmic blasts and these cosmic awareness while also making sure I drop a card down or discard a card so I can draw two. But I feel like I'm just running through my deck and doing 5 damage. So it could be that my lack of understanding of how to deck build with them in comparison to what he's trying to get you to do in the game, maybe it's just not clicking for me. And I'll listen to somebody who loves them. I'll hear them out, and I'll even go back and play a game if they can give me a deck that's not Wild Tutor, and just go through and try to play and figure them out. But part of it is I haven't put in the time to try to figure them out, and the few times I have tried, I just haven't made the connection yet.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's like it was cool how they said he can use all 4 aspects, and then you have to have equal numbers. But it's almost like the equal numbers pushed it too far, because if you think about
even you can't have
Cyclops,
copies of the same card.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Cyclops is just you can include any allies, right? And you don't have to have. If you have 2, you have to have 2 of each. So suddenly you have to have 8, right? And so now, what I hear from what you're saying is like, wait, now I can actually play Cyclops in aggression with whatever allies I want. So I'm still aggression Cyclops. I just have these supporting characters that I'm looking to have. And I think, to me, that kind of is a like revision of Adam Warlock, right? It's just a less hindering version of him, which just happens.
But it's only with allies.
Right. So you have deck building bonuses, but not restrictions, right? Yeah. And so suddenly that just opens that up.
Yeah, I guess that's what it's interesting you mentioned all this stuff because like the last video I did, and I talked to Maurice about this, and I haven't heard anything about from you, Brandt, but I did a deck where I took out all of his arrows and I made them
right.
like his incavation deck, kind of, right? And
Yeah.
it's supposed to simulate that thing where he doesn't know what arrow, they're not labeled.
Right. He's just reaching back. He always has an arrow, but he doesn't know what it is.
Yeah. And so, but I didn't know what do you do there? Like, I try to restrict myself to just shield cards, right? So that no one would say, well, you overpowered your deck.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. It's just, I feel like that's actually kind of the same thing, right? Like when you're coming up with these rules, how do you restrict them to a point where they're not going to be super overpowered, then they're going to be the next Doctor Strange or now Spider-Ham, right? Because Spider-Ham's now some of those top tier lists.
Yeah, it's just going to happen. Like there's just going to be characters that are better than others. There's going to be characters like Drax in Protection just goes to town. He just goes to town.
So fun.
In aggression multiplayer, he can do some really cool things. Outside of that, you can put him in Justice so that you can thwart better, so that you can play in solo, but like he doesn't have any synergy in Justice.
I actually would never consider playing Drax in anything other than Protection.
Right. So it's just he's been pigeonholed. So it's that same kind of thing. Is he now restricted? Or is it just people like him because he works so well in Protection that's what they're going to, you know what I mean? Everything's kind of built towards him. So,
but then again, I think
that's just kind of what happens. You know what I mean? So it's the same kind of thing when they build some of these characters in Spider-Ham and they're like, oh, here's this cool ability and we're going to make this card and this card. And then all of a sudden you make the sum of the thing and it's like, well, that's definitely better than, Vision. Like it's just more powerful, but I think fun factor is a big part of what they're designing in these kind of games versus balance, because there's no competitive. So if Doctor Strange is the best and you want to beat something, play with Doctor Strange. Like, and if you don't, we were going to do it. Brian and I were going to do Doctor Strange and Miles, two of the top heroes, versus Expert Venom Goblin, and just keep playing on stream till we beat him. And at some point I was like, do I really feel like I've done something if I do that? Like I can say I beat Venom Goblin, but I get frustrated with Expert Venom Goblin. Like, and Doctor Strange and Miles are so strong with status. It just feels like a thing more than like I had fun. It's more like I've got to prove to the community that I can beat Expert Venom Goblin. And it's like, I don't. Like, I just... if somebody wants to give me the challenge and Steve has an idea and Brian and Steve are all in on it, I'll get all in on it. But I'm not really the, like, instigator of that. So it just doesn't bother me. It's like, I want to play Spider-Ham because I want to go... Like, that's why I want to play Spider-Ham.
I like it.
Personally.
So... I mentioned I played with my brother this weekend. He's never played the game before. We tried Venom, and he didn't like. We all lost. I actually tried this deck with Venom, and I ended up getting a card that shouldn't have belonged. It's like Honorary Guardian, and I was like, "How did that get in there?" And then I realized I had put 2 copies of Honorary Guardian in his deck, and he had given it to me. Which good on him for being supportive like that, because my wife and I are like, no, you figure your own stuff out. But then we played Spider and Spider-Ham against Red Skull, right? And I mean, he had so much fun doing that, and he loved doing the like, all right, sure, Captain America, give me a high five. Actually, come on, Brand, high five. The other side. But
are we next to each other?
Yeah, there it is.
So I'm looking down, sorting these cards.
It's all right. It's okay. We'll if we ever play Spider-Ham, we'll get our act together.
Hey, let it go for sure.
That'll be the first thing we do before we start the stream. But no, it was a lot of fun, and I learned that I'm not as good at explaining card games as he might be, because he bought me, was it Red Dragon Inn, and he hadn't played in 2 years.
That's a good one.
He got most of the stuff, and I'd forgotten to tell him how to recover and all the other good stuff.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Yes, what were you saying, Maurice?
Oh, where do you stand with Adam Warlock?
Oh, yeah. So the thing I find with Adam Warlock is I feel like there's best decks with him, which I guess is kind of what we were talking about with Drax.
Right.
But it feels like that Wild Tutor deck where you could just go get whatever event you want and need at the moment is awesome, because that's such a cool ability to be like, oh, here's my tool. Here's my kit of whatever I need. I need a Confuse right now. I'll go grab it. I need a Stun. So that's a neat deck. Or there's the Voltron deck where you take allies and you build them up really big because you can cross over all the aspects. So I think that's really neat, but it feels like those are the decks. And, they generally work well. I feel like there's a play style that enjoys that, and it's not necessarily my play style. So I just don't find him enjoyable. I don't find that he's like bad or he doesn't work or anything. I'm kind of like you, the like creativity of like, oh, I'm going to build this deck. So, like, I think there's people who are probably like, oh, I totally have this deck in mind where I want to use these 3 events that I love, these 2 allies I love, and I can put them all in one deck, and then I can lay them all out in front of me, and I can see my favorite cards on the table. And I think that's like a player type. That's not me. I am a mechanical control. Like, and I like theme. Like, I love how the heroes feel like they're doing. I mean, everybody says it, but in the core box, the first time you top deck backflip and threw it down with Spider-Man, you were all in on theme on this game, right? Like, that is the initiation moment for this game, because Spider-Man's like one of the first fights you're supposed to do, right? And then it's like, oh, when the villain attacks, draw a card. Oh, I'm going to take all. Oh, no damage. This game is so cool, right? Like, out of nowhere, Spider-Man backflips. So that stuff is cool. But at the end of the day, I'm very mechanical and I'm very control. I like to build a giant board state, flip and kill the villain in one turn. Like, that's me.
Ironheart.
Oh, she's phenomenal. Like, I can't play her outside of leadership because she's so good in leadership.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she just takes so many awesome. Like, she can just use Moon Girl and what's the Genius card? The one that gives you Ingenuity. Like, and she's building herself up. Like, it's so cool, and it's like a little RPG you're playing with her, right?
Yeah.
It's like a little story of her. She's super fun.
She's one of them that I haven't played that much, but my wife has played her. And so it's this weird thing where I kind of see how the people are playing the on my same table. I think I would like her a lot, but I mean, again, there's a lot of content out there for someone especially for someone like myself who's been playing the game.
Yep.
Sure, I've had it for over years, but I've only been really playing it a lot for a year. So there's a lot of content. So
there's a lot of content. We're at like 40 heroes now. Is this going to be 41 heroes?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we will be. Yeah.
Even if you play 2 a day, like, it's 20 days of playing. Like, that's no joke. Like,
right.
Well, but
that's not normal for most. Now, card games, that's somewhat normal for card games. Card games tend to get that, but that's a lot of plays.
So you say if you play 2 a day, that's 20 days, 20 days. But there's also 4 different aspects.
There you go.
And the villains.
Right. And granted, some of the characters have no business being in certain aspects. I mean, I'm sure you can make them work, but at the end of the day, did I have fun playing? And like, okay, sure, I could make a deck where Drax is leadership, but am I ever going to want to play a full campaign of that? I don't know.
Steve did do something cool with Drax and leadership. He was playing Regroup, and there was something he was taking advantage of.
Steve is always doing something cool.
It was cool though.
You know?
He did come up with a neat idea with that. But that's a good example. Like, I didn't build either of them in leadership because I don't have the Cyclops card, so.
Yeah,
to build them in leadership would be putting a bunch of Avengers on the table and using strength in numbers. So as much as I'm not a thematic player, it doesn't strike me as something like, I still think Nick Fury is better than Professor X, but I'm just putting Professor X in. Like, there's a little part of me that's like, play the cards that are new and see what they do. Right. I did it every time in our game. Should I play
mentioned
this
that,
card
you
or
know.
should I play this card that's new? Let's see the new card.
Yeah, I mean, and that was kind of, I mean, I think you agree with me, right, Maurice, that it's better to play the newer stuff than to play, you know, are we trying to super succeed here? Are we trying to see, you know, what are the mechanics? I'm more
Yeah.
interested in seeing the new things than
Right.
the stuff I've already seen every single day.
Well, that is definitely a card gamer mentality, right? Because that's how these games, I mean,
Right.
at Magic the Gathering, My Hero Academia, LCGs, they all feed on like, hey, we're going to give you more stuff in a month, in 2 months, in 3 months, more stuff, right? Because you're always looking for that next. And it's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. You know, it could be bad if your wallet wasn't able to handle it, you know, that kind of thing. But or if your time got consumed when it shouldn't, that kind of thing. But it's not bad that there's always new stuff. It's just
It's
right.
glad
It's
my
that
wife's
mentality.
not right here. I think she's upstairs watching the stream, but I'm glad she's not right here to complain about all this stuff.
Yeah, well, I mean, 5 cents a hero pack and 10 cents an expansion. You're barely spending any money, right, Nick?
Yeah.
Wow. The audacity of these men.
Especially when I have another child on the way.
Oh,
Ooh, congratulations.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's funny.
All right. What else? I'm going to wrap this up because I have to pack this up so that I can
Play tomorrow.
transport everything for tomorrow. So, anything else for the good of the order?
Man, thank you for having me on, man. It was
That's
fun.
always the way you end a stream. You ask people if there's anything else they want to say. Like, well, I guess it's over, so I got nothing.
What was the
man,
what's the
thank you.
meme in the Midwest? Well,
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna head out. The SpongeBob.
Cool. And thank you, by the way, to Descry. Definitely check out his channel again. It was super exciting to get to play. What we should do is when I'll try to play with him this week too, or some. I can't promise this week; it gets busy. But when we all have the packs, we should go on Descry's channel and play a 4-player game there with the X-Men. That'd be really fun. So we'll try to reorganize that and go through his channel because he's got a whole way to bring us all in technically, and we'll get that to work.
yeah, if he's willing to have me, then yeah, I'm totally in for it. I think the problem is going to be trying to figure out who's going to be what, right? I mean, I think Maurice and myself both want to be Cyclops. and then my second would be Shadowcat, which I feel like Brandt's like, well, I've played her a lot and she's amazing, so why wouldn't I be her? So I feel like I'm gonna end up getting like Colossus, or I mean, even
I'll gladly take Colossus.
even Phoenix. I mean, I guess I don't know. They're all really exciting, and
That's the one I'm most excited for. Phoenix. I'm so excited about psionic cards. I just think that's awesome.
well, and
Those are going to be fun.
But that makes me wonder, like, is there any other psionic characters they're going to have come out soon, right? Because right now that's only going to be for her.
Right. No, and I love that. I love that there's cards that are like built for her with potentially, right?
Yeah.
We'd have to see, but I like that, yeah.
No,
All
I mean,
right, cool.
I love
Go
them
ahead.
restricting cards to people. I do like that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting with the X-Men to see when we stop doing all that. Like we saw some of the things, right? Like, oh, Maria Hill in every deck, and then recurring her, and then Nick Fury. Like, you could do that. You could bring all those people into your X-Men deck. But I think naturally people will feel like, let me see what these X-Men characters do, and they'll naturally flow over to that. And you know, they're creating characters that you don't want to chump block with. And I think that's a really interesting idea. Like, they're not saying you can't chump block. They're just, and they're not punishing you for chump blocking. They're just negating what you could have otherwise, right? We haven't seen any cards that are like, if you have so many X-Men on the table, do such and such, you know, or anything like that in the game. Well, I guess we've had a couple like Mass Attack where you can exhaust aerial characters, right, to do damage. So we've had a couple of those.
I do think that with the X-Men, you're going to have to, you can't do it like what we did, where we're like, all right, hey, I'm playing Quicksilver. Hey, I'm playing Scarlet Witch. I think you're going to have to say, hey, I get this card, right? Because I'm Cyclops, and I obviously, my deck depends on me having more allies out there, right? I mean, like, is Avengers Tower, is that that's a unique one, right?
Yeah, Avenger Tower really works with Avengers. It makes Avengers cheaper, and if you have all Avengers in play, you can have an extra Avenger.
But is it a unique card? Right? Yeah, so like I think you would have to figure out who do you want to have the most amount of allies.
I see what you're saying. Who wants
Yeah.
the X jet? Who's going to do this? Who's going to do that?
Right.
So,
Get all that stuff on the table. Yeah.
but I mean, I could probably go all night, so you probably should start wrapping this.
We will end it here. So thank you, Nick. Thank you, Maurice, for joining me.
Oh, for sure.
Thank you,
man.
everybody.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you, everybody, for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and join myself and Larry tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Eastern as we play through the whole campaign, and then we'll see where we go from there. This was 2 solid days of Marvel Champions. I may be taking a couple days off after that from streaming and whatnot, so we'll see. But thank you, everybody. My name is the Brandt, and until next time, I hope you step into the portal. Bye.